Yo, what up? It's Eli,
It's Jason.
It's Noah.
and we're back here, another episode here on season
We're
2.
We're missing a member.
Oh yeah, Jack Harrington sadly not here. I think he got
He got grounded from school.
Now you got monkeypox. So he's out for the season.
yeah, sadly, big game this week. We really need him. User lurk. He's my go-to NCAA, middle linebacker.
User alert.
Use alert.
All right.
More of a run a lineman, get a sack type player.
Okay, as you guys know, this week, big game Friday, big week here at St. Pat's, ND Pats football week.
ND week. Let's go. Woohoo!
Feeling hype.
All right.
Locked in a mental state.
Well, as you guys know, Noah he here plays football. How excited are you for this game?
I'm really hype. I cannot wait to see all of those ND jerseys on the floor after we mop them and sweep across the board. Hopefully,
Program sweep, club dub.
It's been pretty upsetting the past 2 years that we've played them and we haven't gotten one dub, but this is our year.
We haven't gotten a dub in like 12 years.
Yeah. Oh, can you want to play that clip for us? The last time they beat ND. On your phone.
Yeah, let me get it up. So I was doing some digging last night, and we haven't beat ND since like 2009 or something like that.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been too long.
But these two that Elias and Jason are both stud section leaders this year. So how are we feeling coming into this game?
Okay, hold up. So, breaking news: Jason will not be at the game. Guess what he has? Just guess.
He's got a bear hunting.
trip.
Yeah. Going bear hunting in Minnesota. Gonna whack a fat one.
So here we go. And that was the last time that we've ever beaten ND.
That's crazy.
It was filmed like on a toaster, like on a
camcorder.
It was like a LG like potato foam, but
LG potato.
A brick.
It's actually on a Motorola back in the day. Those used to be popular, right? Motorola.
Yeah, it was like I don't know, it was something like that.
Hopefully
we pull out a dub.
Hopefully, yeah. Our savior, Colin Hay.
I have a feeling the boys are a little confident going into this game.
Yeah, some would say.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but these players are not worried. They seem very, very confident. You want to run us through last week's scrimmage? You guys Ridgewood last week?
Give us a recap.
Yeah.
All right, so coming from the sideline, I saw everything. So I personally feel like if we actually tried and we tried our hardest, we could have blown and steamrolled Ridgewood. But we went into that scrimmage like looking to see like all of our plays and like how our team was looking, and we could have just like ran and sweep and like absolutely killed them the entire game. But we just decided to see how our team was looking, and our defense looked good.
Our run game looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's a first.
Catrone was looking like a menace. Pretty good.
Well,
steamrolling.
I actually have a clip from the game from Noe Miranda. If you guys want to hear it.
I love my guys. I'm going down the last 4 defensive
I did not go in on the last 4 defensive reps. I was lied to. I was a sideline killer.
Sideline killer.
Okay.
What's the difference with this week?
Actually, so Trulis, one of our inside guys, he's hurt. Buf is hurt, and Dennis is actually covering in for Trulis. So it's me and Dennis that are flipping in the same spot.
Dennis the Menace, baby.
But Eli and Malinak are both playing both sides of the ball this game, so they will be playing offense and defense, and we'll see how far that goes because of like obviously stamina and people getting tired.
Yeah.
And I doubt that we'll be able to have them go both ways. I'm looking forward to them because they're both big dogs and like they're actually like they're insane.
Yeah.
But if not, I think it's me and Dennis at rotation and Stuckey staying in for the whole game. Like Stucker's not getting pulled unless he's tired.
Yeah, of course.
Stuckey.
Oh, Stuckey.
So I think that's a pretty big thing this week.
Yeah, I heard the stadium. We're going Penn State whiteout, a little stadium pulse, some Black Mamba. That's what I heard this weekend. It's gonna happen.
That's what they say. They say that someone's hands are gonna be shaking before his first snap.
We're gonna do what does Penn State do? They do
I was trying to think of their song.
It's Mo
Isn't it?
Bamba.
We are Penn State. That's what they do.
I think that's So
Shout out NCAA 25.
please sponsor us. We're trying to get some free games up in here.
Nah, but that's pretty much. Oh, Cece just walked in late. You can just see that. All right. Besides the point, I personally think that everyone should head out to the game, and if you aren't at the game, then what are you doing? Show some school spirit.
Get to the game.
And I personally feel like it's a really, really big week for the school, big week for the program as well.
ND week's always a big.
It's always a big week. You can't go wrong with ND
Always
week.
a big week.
Always looking towards that Friday, 7:00 at ND or at Pat's. I love the experience. All of us have been going since our freshman
Absolutely
year.
electric.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Electric.
It's nothing else in the state of Illinois.
Biggest rivalry in the state.
By the way, Mike Bailey said, it's like Mardi Gras every time you come here. You can't go wrong. It's like New Orleans. We got our first guest here on senior season. Big name around the building here at St. Pat's. We got Coach Luke.
Morning, boys. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
How are we feeling today, Coach?
Feel good. Yeah, big week, and I'm ready to go.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
For sure, yeah. So we got a couple questions here for Coach Luke. First question is, describe your time here. Like, how has the ND Pats rivalry has it been since you've been here?
Well, I mean, you got to remember, like back in 1985 when I got here, Notre Dame wasn't even a rival for us. We really didn't care about them, and we would continually beat them every year. And our big rivalry at the time was Holy Cross, right? It was right down the street. Battle of Belmont. That was a big deal. But then as times changed and less people from the neighborhood went to Holy Cross to start going to Notre Dame, the rivalry just built up to kind of what it is now. I mean, there have been times when it was really, really heated. This year, I think, is pretty heated. Obviously, for us, it's a huge game. I mean, we haven't beaten them in 12 years, and this is kind of an important position that we're in right now, but not just for our football program, because it's super important for our football program, because after 12 years, we got to beat these guys.
Yeah, of course. That's the goal at the end of the day.
Right. But it's a big thing for recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We need this for recruiting, too. I mean, it's double purpose. I mean, this is a game that, we're better than they are.
Mm-hmm.
We're bigger. We're more physical. And now we just got to go and play it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's, if you win this game, you have a lot going
lot
to
on the
line.
line.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah. It's just so much.
It'll set the tone for the rest of our season.
Yeah, well, for sure, 100%. It's just that first.
I mean, it's
game.
still one game. I mean, it's one game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
For us, though, beating Notre Dame is important. Right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
super
It's always
important.
important.
Take care of business. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Next question is, give me your best ND Pats moment that you noticed here at St. Pat's.
There was a couple. I'm going to say there's two that pop in my mind right away. One is Mr. Santucci's senior year, and we were a very good team then. And they had a defensive back who was going somewhere, and I can't remember where he was going. He might have been going to an Ivy League school. But I think his name was Badame, and he was supposed to be a real badass, right?
Yeah.
And we had Tim McGargle, and obviously Tim McGargle is the best football player I ever saw play here at St. Pat's. And they're trying to hype this up that, wait till McGargle, gets tackled and Badame is going to come up and, whack him and stuff. So we run a toss, or maybe it was an option, I can't remember, but Tooch would remember. And then Timmy goes on the perimeter, and this Badame kid comes and runs up to hit him, and Timmy buries him. Lowers his on our sideline. Right. He lowers his shoulder, knocks his kid off his feet onto our sideline.
And how loud was it?
I was right there. It was huge. Huge.
Like thundered throughout the whole.
Oh, my God. I mean, that was it. I mean, we beat them pretty well that game. We were dominant. But remembering that and all the jawing that goes back and forth, so when you can shut them up like that, it makes you feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And then my very first year here in '85, we had this kid, Bobby Weiss, who was kind of innocuous. I mean, he was like a smaller kid. When we started doubles, no one really knew who he was. The first 3 days you can't have any pads on or anything. We didn't recognize who he was until we put the pads on, we start hitting. He was from St. Ed's, and he was just an animal. This guy was like hit everything, and he was small too, and he didn't care. So he wound up being our kicker too. And our first game was against Notre Dame, and he kicked the ball off. He ran down the field, and he blasted the returner so hard that he broke his face mask in half.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a great time. We beat them 52-0, so that was a big one. Yeah, he
Oh.
blasted this kid. It was great. Yeah.
Oh my god. I wish we had that film. Like,
So
just
do
like-
I. That was awesome, man.
Oh my god.
The McGargle film is somewhere around here. Coach Galante probably has it buried somewhere.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah, need to get
yeah,
that.
We would have to
Oh,
get
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
for
That's
sure. Tooch might have it actually, but yeah, it was a great game. It was good.
It's like that one shot from that one ND Pats game where
That was
double bounce off
that
the
was
rim.
Eric Waz. Oh, I'm talking about the one where he laid out like the caramel kid.
Oh yeah, that was that.
Driving down the
yeah,
side.
Yeah, that was Waz's older brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year, I also think didn't Schwab have a big hit during ND?
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like it was close to a sideline as
Yeah.
well. That was also a big
Yeah.
hit.
Schwab was an animal.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was.
Yeah, he's a player. Yep.
Hopefully, there's one of those big hits this weekend. You know, we could-
We're gonna need more than one, but yeah, let's get a couple, right?
yeah, why not? A
Yeah.
couple
There we go.
concussions.
Yep, let's roll these guys, right?
Exactly. So, Coach, how do you feel just like being back in the building, like coming back after all the time that you were gone, and like how Pat's like was like slowly going backwards instead of moving up forward?
Yeah, I'm not even sure if that was a slow process going back. Where we kind of really, I mean, my son graduated in 2008, and we had like almost 1,100 kids in the building, and then by the time Tooch took over, we were down to 420, right? And,
Yeah.
somewhere during that time, I just didn't think I was a good fit here, right? And I was frustrated on a lot of levels. So I left, moved to Florida. I love Naples. But then Mr. Santucci came back, right? And he came back and he was the president, and he asked me if I'd come back. And there was a lot of things that went in that decision. I was kind of happy being retired. I'm older now, right? So, but then he told me Coach Mertens was going to come back and he'd be the head coach. And well, that did it for me, right? So I coached Mertz, and obviously I got a strong relationship with him, and I knew he could change things around. So it wasn't hard for me to make that decision. I'm glad I did. When you come back here, you can just see what Tooch done. He's done unbelievable. He's changed the entire complexion of the school.
Changed it for the good.
Right,
Yeah,
hiring John
definitely.
Harrington, who started his teaching career here, and I coached with Coach Harrington for a while, before he moved on the first time. He changed everything. Bringing in Paulie Zangrati, and then initially
Yeah.
bringing in Kevin Golden and stuff. He brought in all these Shamrocks again. That's really important to me to have alumni back in high-ranking positions here.
Yeah,
the more
coming
alumni,
back,
the more
showing they
alumni
care.
you have in your building, the better school you are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was at one point in our heyday, like in the 2005s to 2010s, I think 55% of our faculty were alumni. I mean, that was awesome, right? When you have alumni walk in the building, they understand like how important it is to be a Shamrock, and they deliver that message every day to the boys, right?
Yeah.
And when you first get in here, you're not really sure what it means to be us, right? Because not everyone is us.
Yeah.
And we don't want everyone to be us. We want to be different. Sometimes you don't fit in here, and I'm okay, right? I never want to be like Ola or Iggy's or I don't want to be those. We are who we are, and that's what makes us special, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That brotherhood thing is real. I mean, you'll find out, and I tell people all the time, you'll see 15 years from now, 10 years from now, you guys are going to start getting married and stuff. All the guys you met here are going to be the godchildren to your kids, and they're all going to be at your wedding standing up, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good,
yeah.
good example is Jason.
Oh, yeah.
His dad.
I've been digging through some of the old pictures I have of him and Mertens at some wedding. I don't know if it's my
always.
dad's or his.
I mean, look, so I
Got some
coached
pretty
your
funny
dad, right? I
ones.
coached
Oh,
him,
yeah.
right? Gumball and that. Look, he's a great guy. I mean, there's great stories about him, right? And
Do you want to?
I'm sure there is.
awesome, yeah.
Is there one good story you want to tell us right now? Or?
About him and Mertz?
Yeah.
So freshman year, we're playing Marion Catholic for the conference championship, and they were real good. They had this kid, Mertz would remember his name, was called like Mayweather or Mayfield or something, I can't remember. Anyway, he was supposed to be really, really good. So they had this big rock at Marion Catholic, and they used to, whoever they were playing, they'd paint the logo of the school they were playing, and they'd put like a big X on it and stuff like crap like that. So it's easy to get freshmen fired up, and we were fired up, right? Because conference champ, we come there, they see the rock, right? And obviously people wanted to do some things to this rock that, we couldn't let happen, even though there was moments where I certainly encouraged it. But anyway, they're all coming out, and they're pretty big and stuff, so I took Gumball because he was the biggest guy on our team. And as they're walking by us, right, we're in this doorway waiting for them to clear, and I put your dad at front with his helmet on. I said, just look really, really scary, right? And everyone looked by and they were looking at your dad. And he took up the whole doorway, right? It was great. We won that game too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh yeah. I've heard a couple good stories.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I don't know if they're fit for the podcast though.
Well, man, I was younger back then. And I was a little more ornery then, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
No, but I feel like it feels good. Like this week, like going into this week, just it being Tuesday, practice yesterday, like I just feel like we have the team. Like we're gonna change this 12-year drought.
Yeah,
Like,
you can kind of tell everybody's walking through the hallways. Spirits are up. I feel like everyone's confident going into this game, knowing we definitely have a big chance.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, certainly, we are a better football team.
Yeah.
We're better.
Mm-hmm.
We are better now than we have been in a while, right? It took 2 years for, Coach Holer and Coach Merton's lifting program to really come to fruition.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But now it has. So we are big. We're up front. We're physical up front. We are better. So now we just have to play within ourselves. We can't be stupid. We can't do mental mistakes, right? We just got to go play football.
Mm-hmm, and then the chemistry's probably on point too. You had these seniors and juniors playing since their sophomore, freshman year.
Oh, yeah.
And
then look at meshes.
Yeah,
we're ready to go.
And then you also got first year Mertens came. He has his class now, so.
Yeah, those are his juniors.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
the juniors are his first class, right?
Yeah.
We got to remember, for a while there, with the guy who was here before Mertz, I mean, there wasn't a lot of recruiting going on, right? And that kind of suffered. And that's why, the enrollment came down to 420 in the building, because that was the situation we were in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next year at this time, we'll be over 600. I mean, we're going to put 200 kids up in 4 years.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Like back then, it was when it was 1,100 kids, was just a good amount of football kids. Good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was 180 kids on the football program. You got to remember, when I was here, that courtyard was loaded with trailers. Those were classrooms.
What?
Because we didn't have enough room. And then the old wrestling room was the workshop room. And then technical drawing was the weight room. I mean, it was completely different.
Yeah.
We had kids everywhere around here. I mean, it was amazing. All those lockers in the freshman corridor were taken. It was called the freshman corridor for a reason. That's where the freshmen were. And it was 2 to a locker. The only time you had your own locker was if you were a senior.
Oh,
So
wow.
picture those lockers in the freshman corridor are the original lockers from 1955, right?
The ones in the hallway.
In the hallway.
Yeah. Like when
So
you go-
picture those lockers you had 2 people to every locker. And they were throughout the entire building. The only time you got your own locker was when you were a senior.
Damn.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Yeah. We got a lot of boys here, man. Yeah.
So
Well-
the courtyard was there was little trailers with classrooms.
Right next to the round building. Yeah, Brother Dave will remember that. We had trailers next to the round building, and then they were classrooms.
Wow.
We had a ton of kids. We were at 1,400 at one time. We had boys all over the place. Yeah, it was great. Different time, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about 70s, 80s.
Yeah,
that's a
definitely.
different time. Right?
Yeah, it's just public school now, all
Absolutely.
that stuff.
I mean, we're on the rise. If we ever get to 700 again, it would be great.
No, yeah.
That'd be awesome. That's a great number for us.
We're
That's the number
definitely
I think
we're
to
definitely
shoot
going
at.
in that direction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be over 600 next year.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
great.
That's really
Yep.
good.
Yep.
That stud section would be really,
It'll
really
be awesome,
good.
man.
Yeah, our stud sections.
It'll be pretty intense. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. Yeah.
Well, us being seniors now, you want to give us your best senior prank that you've seen here at St.
Oh
Pat's?
yeah.
Inspire
All right,
us. a
well,
little
look
bit.
at it. Well, I mean, you can't do this anymore. Again, it was bad. We had a couple. I mean, it might have been Coach Gamboni's year, or right before that. So at one point they took paint and they painted from the entrance of the building on Belmont Avenue, right where you guys walk in,
Yeah.
all the way across the first floor in big green and gold letters. They painted Shamrocks Forever, class of shout outs to certain teachers. They painted across the window. It was huge. And at first, everyone was kind of pissed off because we're this better come off. But it did. They did it in water paint. So all you do is hit it with a hose.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
real cool one. Everyone took pictures of it before we put it down. That was really, really cool.
That's
And then the other one that was different was, and this didn't work. This didn't go their way, but I get it. Someone got a dozen baby quail. Now, where they got baby quail, I have no idea. So they got a dozen baby quail, and then their idea was to put them in an elevator, because at the time there was no way they could get into the atrium.
Yeah.
So that when someone was going down to the atrium, they're in a box, the baby quail would run out of the elevator and into the atrium and scatter. The problem was that the baby quail never moved out of the box. So we found a box of them right away, and then Rudy Preslack who was here for a long time, who's a great man. We kept the quail next to his office, outside, and that's where we kept them as pets the entire summer.
Oh.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Those are good.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We got some ideas boiling, but
Yeah, just don't be stupid.
yeah.
No, I think ours is very.
Don't break anything. Make sure you clear it with the right people. Don't,
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Ours, I think ours won't be. I think ours is pretty good.
We got a couple.
We got a couple ideas.
All right.
We just gotta get the money for it. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, when it comes to that, good luck.
We're not doing no water slide. The water slide.
I think Johnny Crawford's still trying to collect from the old seniors on the water slide.
Yeah,
He fronted that slide. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hurt the big cow a little.
Yep.
So, Coach, like, you know, just like as like being a dean, do you have any like big stories, like anything like that you've just been like, why the hell did you even do that? Like, why are you in my office? Like moments.
What's the
as a big dean?
stupidest thing you've ever had someone in your office for?
I don't know, boys. I mean, that was a while ago, right? I mean, I'm helping, Coach Biancalan out now, but I'm certainly not the dean. So I mean, those days are past me. That's the second toughest job in the building is being the dean.
Mm-hmm.
The first one's being the admission director.
We've heard a story from Mr. G about when we had Coach Guerra as dean. Someone walking in to Mr. G's room, and Mr. G yelled at him, and then they went and threw a chair at Coach Guerra.
I wasn't there.
No, yeah, he wasn't there. He was gone.
I was way gone.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have flown. I'll tell you that. But yeah, we had stupid stuff. I mean, I think we had. I'll tell you this one. There was one thing that angered Brother Conrad when he was a president here more than anything else is they crazy glued the locks on the second floor.
What?
Yeah.
Now was no senior break. That was just done doing
That
it.
was just a stupid thing. Yeah. I mean, you have to remember when I started here back in the day, up until like 10 years ago, or maybe 15. I can't remember when I put the cameras in. We had no cameras.
Oh, that makes
Right?
sense.
We had one camera in the main lobby and one camera that would face the Austin parking lot from those outside gym doors. So that was it. That was one of the reasons why we start getting all the cameras. We never found out who did it. I had my suspicions, but we never found out.
Oh.
wow.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
How long did it take just to like get the glue
A
off?
long time. They had to change the locks with some of them.
Oh, that's insane.
That cost a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
We would have found who that kid was. That was not going to be a pretty thing. People were pretty angry.
Oh yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you remember? I remember my dad telling me the story about some kid in his senior year or something.
Okay.
The Black Shamrock. Do you remember that?
No. I mean, I wasn't the dean when your dad was here. I was
he
still
was
the
telling
policeman.
me it was like some kid going on a blog about he was just making up crazy rumors, and then something happened at graduation, and someone like ran up and had to stop him from talking on the mic or something like that.
See, I mean, that's before my time.
Yeah.
I didn't get here till 2000, and I can't. It could have happened, but I don't know. I mean, the only thing I remember, Brother Conrad, we were all arguing about this, is that during graduation, someone had, and this was before me too, but it might have been the year before I got here. They had a beach ball, and someone blew it up in the pews, and then they start knocking it around to each other during graduation. That didn't go over well. I heard that was a bad one. But that's the only bad story I ever heard of graduation.
Yeah. Graduation goes pretty smoothly.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's the best thing we do here.
Yeah,
we
it
do
is.
some
Yeah.
things really cool, and one of the things we do cool is graduation. We do it the right way.
No, yeah, for sure. We go to the Holy Cathedral downtown, and then block off the whole street.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember how lucky you guys are. Not everyone gets to do that.
No, yeah.
No, yeah.
The way we do it is top shelf, man, and we've done it that way forever. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I think the only schools that do it are like Res and Mount Carmel. I'm pretty sure.
Could be. Yeah, I know there's not a lot. I mean, a lot of people do it on their backfield or in their auditorium.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of stinks, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. It's not memorable. It's just kind of like
right. You want it to be really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a special time.
It's definitely special. It's really cool.
Yeah, I bet. And then the whole street blocked off, and then
the bagpipes.
The bagpipes too.
bagpipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Coach Burns was talking about it at practice. That it gives you chills on the back of like your spine.
I've never
yeah.
seen it. When you'll see it this year.
I did
you'll
dodge
feel
a bagpipe when we were ushering. They were walking in the door, and the dude swung. I had to
Yeah.
go like that
Come
to get
on,
out of
man.
the way.
Are we coming out with bagpipes this Friday, or is that happening? Or
We got to get
No,
Ryan Bender back.
No, because we're away.
you still can't
yeah.
do that.
I don't know. I don't know how we're. I don't think we're coming out.
That's not me, man. I don't.
Yeah.
I think we're just coming out.
Just
like,
coming out?
silently.
I would think so.
Yeah, because you're not running out of the tunnel.
Yeah,
Right,
true.
right.
Yeah.
No,
that's
they
right.
give us like the crappy like weight room,
Yeah.
and we have to walk from the weight room all the way over. At least that's how it was for the past 2 years.
That's the way it's been forever.
Yeah, they give us like that little weight room all the way at the bottom.
I know,
and
that
we walk through the
sucks.
back of the field,
That's-
and then they don't even let us warm up. Sometimes I remember one time we warmed up in the back on the grass.
I think I saw you guys.
That's
Yeah.
where we warm up, normally.
That's.
They are who they are. We are who we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, just
Yep.
karma's real. So hopefully,
Yep. We gotta be ourselves, man.
yeah, for sure. So another question here. Best student section you've seen here at St. Pat's at your time.
That's gonna be pretty easy for me. That would be Coach Fabrizio's senior year, that 2008 class. They were intense. They came to everything.
Really?
We filled everything. They filled away games, like the whole side of stands in away games. They were awesome. Ask Coach Fabrizio sometimes about it.
Mhm.
That was a pretty special group.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they were really intense. They were great.
That was good.
They went everywhere. Those guys were awesome. Yep.
How many kids were in that class with Coach?
Well, that was always my son's class. I think it was right around 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
a little over maybe.
You could fill up anyone with that.
Well, you have to
Yeah.
remember. I think their incoming freshman class, Coach Breeze's class, their incoming freshman class was like 360.
Oh my god.
That's like triple our class.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it was we had a big class. That was a great group of boys.
You could fill up any stud section.
were awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow, that's insane.
They were awesome.
That's.
We gotta get all of the fresh.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. We're getting we have to get everyone.
Yeah,
there.
everyone
like,
should be at the game.
Yeah, like if you're not, I don't know what you're doing on a Friday night.
As they
at
say, if
7:30.
you're not
Coach
there,
Luke.
transfer.
Do you prefer coaching on the sideline against ND or the basketball atmosphere, just being in the stands watching it?
I always want to coach, right? I mean,
Yeah.
being right there, I always want to coach. And you have to remember too, like for back in the day when I was the dean, right? And like I'm sure Coach Al feels about this when he's doing the football games, right? You really can't enjoy. I never enjoyed watching basketball because I couldn't really see the game. Because our stud section back in the day was very vocal, right? They're
Yeah.
very excitable. And because of that, and there were so many of them that you have to keep an eye on what's going on in the
Yeah.
stud section, right? You have to be very, aware of what chants are being called, all
Yeah,
kind of stuff
exactly.
like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you never really get to watch the game. And that's a shame, too, because, I would have loved to just sit down on my butt
Yeah.
and watch great basketball. But when you're the dean, you don't get to do that.
Were you around for the St. Pat's and St. Joe's rival for basketball?
I was, yeah, for the majority of
Can you
it.
tell us about that
Yeah.
a little bit? 'Cause, I mean, we've heard a couple stories from
Yeah.
Coach
Yeah,
Bailey
for
and
sure.
all them.
Well, I will tell you this: it was super intense, and as intense as it was at our place, it would get more intense at their place
Yeah.
because we would travel, and I don't think they ever expected. Like, I don't think there was another team that they played who was as good as us,
Who
but
had
then
everybody
who had everybody
showing
like come,
out.
like we would fill it, and we were louder than they were, right?
Oh, that's always
Wow.
And that was super intense, right? But I remember back before I even got here, and I went to St. Ferdinand's. I might have been in 7th or 8th grade. And I can't remember what it was. So Isaiah Thomas at the time was playing at St. Joe's, and they played here. And I remember the crowd was so big that the cafeteria was full, and they were broadcasting. They had the games on TV in the cafeteria.
Wow.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I wasn't. I mean, I couldn't get in. Obviously, I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a.
Yeah.
It was huge. I mean, I still remember.
crazy.
Yeah, huge.
It's crazy.
But that's an unbelievable rivalry, right?
Yeah.
It was at
Yeah.
the time, And Coach Pingatore and Coach Bailey at the time were the two best coaches around. I mean,
Yeah.
So for them, this was a big, right?
Yeah,
And I
big
know they
rival,
respected
big
each
game.
other too. But the more you respect somebody, the more you want to beat them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. It was great.
Oh, yeah. We've heard plenty of stories.
I know. I wish I was. We were there for those times. Two big things.
Two big powerhouses.
Yeah.
Powerhouses,
yeah.
going after
Yeah.
each other, and they were in the same conference too. You don't get that a lot.
Yeah,
That
you
was
look
great.
forward to it. You look forward to two things.
Oh, absolutely.
And then
Right.
now this year, we just look forward to one. But of course, we're still going to show up for our guys every game.
Got
Be
to.
there. We got
Right.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's part of it's part of going to school here. You learn everything about that.
For sure.
So
Show
yeah,
up for your guys.
yeah, you
That's
have
the
to.
biggest thing.
You have to
Yeah.
like that, like those, like when you see a couple kids, like it's like damn, it's real, like only a couple kids, not a lot, but like Coach Bailey said against when they played Nazareth, Tommy Farrell,
Fife.
Fife, and all those kids, it gets a little spark in you,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, especially knowing that your guys are there for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, look, anytime that you're an athlete and you're performing, I don't care what sport it is, right? You need a little juice sometimes, right? If you go into an atmosphere where they don't have any fans there and it's not very loud,
It's a
and
game
it's quiet,
changer.
right? You can kind of fall into that lackadaisical effort of like, okay, what's going on here, right? But if you even get like 4, 5, 10 guys who are screaming and yelling, that's all you really need to pick your game up, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think one of the best things about Pats, it's not just the football games or just the basketball games. It's like you play any sport, everybody's gonna show up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No matter what.
Absolutely.
Like this year, like baseball, or last year for baseball, you know, like
We had a crowd.
Like that's like the first time I've ever seen like a crowd. It was packed. Like
Yeah.
Kerry Wood was packed. He was just that's the loudest I ever heard Kerry Wood before.
Yeah.
Like everyone went crazy. We had a big hit, and then everyone just started going crazy.
Jalen's double.
Yeah, it's like I've never seen something like that before. It's just like,
Look, back in the day, that was commonplace, and when we kind of fell into a different time here, we lost that spirit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right, it dwindled for a long time and it started burning out. But then Mr. Santucci took over at the right time. He changed it all. He brought all the right people back. He made this place a completely different place.
no, yeah,
Right, we're back to where we should be. Right, so we are going to be, we're right on track to do everything we need to do. Right,
Yeah,
it
for
starts
sure.
this Friday night.
yeah, it does,
We
yeah.
gotta take business
yeah.
right there, right, and then we'll go from there.
No, yeah, that if you went
But
Friday night,
the brotherhood is real, boys. I can tell you that. I'm
Yeah.
a grad here from 81. I grew up 2 blocks away from here. I can tell you that my buddies here that I played football with here and I walked the halls with here, they're my best friends to this day.
Yeah.
They're the godfathers, my child, and we stood up at all each other's weddings. And,
Oh yeah.
you got to remember, back then, the brothers made it different because the majority of the teachers here were Christian brothers.
yeah,
And they were an imposing sight. When they walked down the hall and they were wearing their black and stuff, it was super cool, man. We have some time, I'll tell you some Christian brother stories because they changed my life.
Yeah.
It was the brothers that really did it. I mean,
You still see some of that stuff. Like I know you guys weren't there, but this summer I was at Braden Rosenbush's grad party, and guess who? I walk in. Guess who's sitting in a lawn chair? Brother Dave.
oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, picture like, they lived right here too. I mean, where we're staying right now is the brother's house, right? So this is, we're sitting right here.
yeah.
But
so-
they were good men, right? And they taught young men how to be good men,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
for sure.
I know, like hopefully, wish we could go back to like those days and just see how it is.
It was different.
There
was some good things. There was a lot. There was more good than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a different time, right?
No, yeah,
So
it was. Yeah.
You acted a certain way around the brothers, or it wasn't. There were no detentions when I was here. Dr. Joe was the dean. He wasn't showing up for detention at 7:00 in the morning. He took care of things the other way.
They had
Which were
the meter sticks.
Meter sticks. No, they were wiffle. You got whacked, right?
Wiffle ball off back.
Oh yeah. It wasn't just Dr. Joe.
It's everybody.
I can tell you this: I never got hit by a brother or Dr. Joe where I can say I didn't deserve it. So I probably had it coming. Right.
Well, Coach, as our podcast comes to a close, is there anything you want to tell the entire school now? Like, get to the game, like, be there, like, anything for the freshmen, like, anything you'd like to tell them?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is us against them, right? We're different than they are. We want to be different than they are. We need to prove that we're better than they are in every single way. This is a huge game for our school, right? It's a huge game for our school because it's a defining moment where we're proving to everybody that, yeah, we're not just the best on the football field, that we've got the best student section, we've got the best school, that they can't touch us in any area. So what they need to do is everyone gets out there and be as loud as you can, be as supportive as you can. Let's prove to everybody who the best team is on Friday on the field. But more importantly, let's prove to everybody where the best school is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay? And let's shut these kids from Niles up once and for all.
Oh
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. All right, thank you, Coach Luke, for your time. We
Thank you
appreciate
very much,
it.
Coach Luke.
All right, boys.
All right.
See ya.
All right, so everyone get to the game this Friday at ND Whiteout on the dumpster. We'll see you later. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.